Okay, today we're talking about triangle similarity. Triangle similarity states if two triangles are similar, then the corresponding sides have proportional lengths. And the corresponding angles are congruent. So the sides are proportional and the angles are congruent. Okay? Some key takeaways about that. We have two ways to tell similarity. If two angles are congruent in each triangle, then the two triangles are similar by angle similarity. Okay? Which means that if I have angle L and angle S are congruent, and angle K and angle R are both congruent, then both of these triangles are similar since all of their angles are congruent, which is what is required for the corresponding angles to be congruent, which is required for it to be similar. The second takeaway is that if all three sides are proportional in each triangle, then they all have the same common ratio and the triangles are similar. This is known as SSS similarity. Okay? So we have to check and see if corresponding sides, like for example SR here and KL, I would do 130 over 50 like I have here, and this would be my common ratio for this particular triangle set. Okay? Once I know that, if all of the common ratios turn out to simplify to the smallest fraction and be the same, then I know that these triangles are in fact similar. Okay? But in this problem, they actually tell us they're similar because this is our similarity statement. And if I am given a similarity statement like so, this is the most important thing for similarity. If I have a similarity statement, then the picture no longer matters, and I set up my fractions first based off this, where RS matches KL, ST matches LM. As you see, RS is the first and second letter, and KL is the first and second letter. So that's how we do this. We match our similarity statement letters accordingly, and we have to follow this order. I can't rewrite it, I can't change it because that's what they gave us. And from there we set up our fractions, and once we set up our fractions, then we can apply color. So RS goes with KL. Notice that they're not on the same side, and that's why the picture is not as important, but the statement is. We also have ST going with LM, so ST goes with LM. And because of that, we can we solve similarity using an old method, but still good, which is that cross multiplication. So once I fill in my values, I use cross multiplication or the butterfly method to multiply everything out in order to get my algebra equation. So here I cross multiplied. I had 130 times 65 and 50 times x, or question mark in this case. And from there, it's just algebra to solve, as we see for the rest. So we get our equation, and then it's algebra to finish. So let's do the example at the bottom. They gave us the similarity statement. they told me to find side US, so I'm going to start with that side. So I have US, and if I look at my statement here, U and S are the last two letters of this triangle, and I like to write triangle UTS has to be on top, and I like to make a little grid. So I have triangle UTS, and that has to be on top, and triangle UFG will be on bottom. And so who is US's partner? Well, it's going to be UG. And so we come to UG and we see, okay, there's UG. Then I need a side in the UTS triangle that has a value. And I notice that 72 is a value in the UTS triangle, and it is the side UT. Which means now I need the matching side, which would be UF, because they're both the first and second. I can go ahead and highlight these now. So we have US and UG. And then we have UT and UF. And so now I can plug in their values, like 6x plus 12 over 12 is equal to 72 over 9. And what I noticed about 72 over 9 is that I can simplify it, which we'll do in the clarification here. 72 over 9 is equal to 8 over 1 because I can divide both by 9. And so what becomes is I'm going to now replace this with 8 over 1 and use that to cross multiply so I don't have to worry about as big as numbers. And so when I do that and I cross multiply using butterfly, okay, I end up with 6x plus 12 is equal to 8 times 12. Sorry, 6x plus 12 times 1 is equal to 8 times 12, which means that I get 6x plus 12 is equal to 96. And I keep going. 6x is equal to, if we subtract 12 from both sides, we end up with 84. X is equal to 14. Okay, when I divide both sides by 6. But it did not tell me that it wanted X. It told me it wanted US. So I have to take that. In order to find US, to clarify, US was 6x plus 12, which means that I replace the X with my 14, and I get 84 plus 12, which is equal to 96. So US is 96, but it also asks for a common ratio. Well, the common ratio was that fraction we had before, 17 over 9. But when I simplify it, my common ratio becomes 8 over 1. Notice that I did not say 8. I said 8 over 1 because ratios have to either be in the form of a fraction, or we can use a colon like so and say, okay, from the triangle UTS, for every 8 units I have in UTS, I'll have 1 unit in triangle UFG. And that's how we do similarity. Question.